We had received reports from this estate, and indeed another adjoining estate, of intimidation following the recent anti-internment celebrations, and this intimidation had been directed to Protestant families who had been living in the Meadowlands estate. And of course, after that intimidation, there was a spin-off intimidation. Some local Roman Catholic families had alleged intimidation in a nearby, smaller estate.
Were the police officers really acting as community policemen then?
On the night, yes, of course they were. Their brief was to patrol the area, instill public confidence to the people who still remain in the Meadowlands estate. The Meadowlands estate is a predominantly Roman Catholic estate. Relationships between the remaining Protestant families who live there and their neighbours, their Roman Catholic neighbours, is extremely good. It's a estate which we really didn't have all that many problems with, but there were isolated instances of intimidation, and of course to each as a serious matter.
I knew both of them, and I knew one of them, Billy Finlay, particularly well, and I've known him since he was and I were boys, you know, and he has lived in or about Downpatrick all his life. I say they're both literally neighbours of everybody here, and they're performing the neighbour function, the community police function, and there's absolutely no reason, except that they were soft targets perhaps, that these, you know, pathological killers would entice them out and murder them.
We have had The murder of the two police reservists on Thursday night brought the number of policemen killed in Northern Ireland this year to 12. Both men were today accorded full police honours. A large number of the townspeople of Downpatrick turned out for both funerals. The men were well known and patrolled the town on the community policing scheme. Constable Finlay was buried in a small country church at Bally. Earlier, at a private service held in his home, efforts to divide this relatively peaceful community had been condemned. Catholics and Protestants have lived here with very little friction between them until recently. Constable Ferguson's funeral took place later at Down Cathedral. Both men were married and each had 3 teenage children.